Guys, tonight I wanted to talk about how to feed your dog a species appropriate diet. You know, we humans practically forgot how to feed our dogs. Um, for thousands and thousands of years, dogs survived and were quite healthy without kibble. And yet, if you were to ask the average Joe or Jane on the street today if Walmart ran out of kibble, what they would feed their dog to make sure that it was healthy, people wouldn't know. And what's so crazy about kibble too is it's dead food. I don't know if that sounds super strange to you, but if you think about it, there's no live living enzymes in kibble. It's all been baked to a crispy nothing. And real food doesn't need to be fortified, but kibble does. And kibble has a ton of food dyes and preservatives so that it can last for months and months. But the food dyes are awful. I mean, we're feeding our dogs like, as sad to say as this is, we're feeding our dogs as bad as we feed our kids with Fruit Loops. Um, Food additives and food colorings, they don't matter to dogs, but they matter to humans because it's more visually appealing. It somehow looks prettier. Common sense has just completely gone out the window, and our dogs are suffering from it. They never used to have tumors and Cushing's disease, and they never used to have allergies like they have nowadays. There's just so many contaminants in our world, and our dogs are our best friends. They're so loyal to us. The least that we can do is feed them healthy, like a member of our own family, which they are. And so I just wanted to explain. I can show another video later about actually how I do it, but I wanted to explain how it's actually pretty intuitive and pretty easy to feed your dog a very healthy diet. Now, there's a huge what's the word? Misconception about chicken, that you can't feed dogs chicken bones. Um, that's only if it's cooked. Never, ever, ever feed your dog cooked chicken bones. But raw chicken and raw chicken bones actually is great for your dog, and it won't splinter in their stomach. They can digest it completely fine. I mean, think about, on a farm, a naughty dog would go catch a chicken and eat it. It didn't die from that chicken. So that's huge. And chicken bones are actually really nutritious for dogs also because they're just soft enough when they're raw, of course, that they can chew them easily, and it's just easier to eat a chicken than it is like a cow leg or something like that. But anyways, so in summary, to feed your dog healthy, one day would be like a raw meat and bone day. And you can get a Cornish hen, pull the skin off just because there's excess fat in that. But, just pull most of the skin off, any big chunks of fat that you see, but leave some fat on there. And go ahead and give them the entire thing. A Cornish hen's pretty small, so you don't have to worry about that. But you don't want to be chopping it up into like little tiny pieces because that's actually when dogs do choke sometimes. It's actually safer for them if they have like the whole carcass, or say it's a young chicken, you can chop it in half or in quarters, and as long as they have a pretty good chunk to work with, they're going to be fine eating that. And it also teaches them to slow down and not inhale their food. Don't ever feed your dogs just plain meat because it's super acidic, and it will cause disease if they don't get the bones and the bone marrow with it. Now, organs are also very important. So, like when I buy my dog young whole chickens, inside the cavity there's usually heart and liver and gizzards in there, and that's so good for them. It provides them all of the essential minerals and trace minerals from the organ meat that they could ever want or need, and far, far better nutrition than anything commercialized or processed or fortified. And so the meat and bones, it takes a lot longer to digest, and it's kind of like a heavy meal for them. So the next day, ideally, you can actually just feed your dog like one meal the next day. Have them fast, just eat one meal. Um, or if you want to just feed them something lighter, feed them fruits and veggies. Might sound weird, but dogs actually love fruits and veggies. They love broccoli, asparagus, um, carrots, apple slices, watermelon. Um, Honestly, there's so many fruits and veggies that are actually very, very healthy for your dogs. Don't feed them raisins, and grapes are questionable. So you got to do your research, and I could provide a thorough list for you. But yeah, pretty much back in the olden days, how we ate is how they ate. So we had our fish and our veggies and our fruits, and maybe some bread or grains or whatever, and they got table scraps. Well, that's how we feed them today. That's how we should be feeding them today. And my dog is playing with. He's chiming in. He agrees. Anyways, all right. Well, that's enough for now. Feel free to add some comments, ask some questions, and some other video I will show you how I actually literally handle the raw chicken and feed my dog. Um, Super healthy for them and preventative for them not getting all these modern day diseases that they do get. And veterinarians and prescriptions are a whole nother topic, but you can avoid all that if you feed them healthy from the get-go. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Feel free to subscribe if this was helpful and share it. And thanks for being here to watch this video. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.